Whoa. It has been an emotional day. I've been with members of your cast, and we have shared emotions. I have erupted, they have erupted. Bubble to the surface maybe is a better word than erupted, but this was a tough one, but a necessary one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell me what it was like to summon the strength to do this.
Summon the courage, right?
The courage, yeah. Also, the courage.
Right.
Because you also have to be willing to, like, the fear has to come along but not paralyze. What was that like for you?
It was, you know, yeah, it was, I mean, I don't know what words to start with right there, but,
Yeah.
you know, it was a lot to step into this, doing this. You know, when Ryan called and he said, we're doing this, I mean, I had not even put my mind to imagine that we would.
Really?
Yeah, no, I just sort of, we were just sort of reeling from the loss, you know, and the devastation of that and the disbelief, you know. But when we did finally, when he did call and say that, I think the thing that really actually anchored us all, or anchored me at least, I can say, is that he said, you know, I believe this is what he would have wanted. I know this is what he would have wanted. And he is so clear in his heart. He's got a very pure heart, Ryan does. And he's, you know, he can really tell, you can really trust in it. And when he said that, I really was like, of course he would. That made so much sense, just concerning the man he was and what he did for the culture and for his people and his focus therein and his commitment therein. And so it was so clear to me once I heard that. And then it was just about giving it 100% all the time, because it was all about honoring Chadwick.
Yeah, and so when the days were hard,
Yeah.
the days were long. Lupita told me this was a long shoot.
Yes. Oh God.
Like this was a long.
Oh God. We had stops and
How long?
incidents
If you tried to, how long do you think you were working on the filming of the movie?
Oh, several months.
Really?
The better part of from middle of 2021 to 2022.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so when those days were long, when it was hard, you remembered, okay, this is what we're doing this for.
Oh, you had to. Yeah, I had, you know, to share, I guess. I had pictures of Chadwick in my notebooks, and you know, that was really anchoring for me. But you had those were and I'm one of those folks who always has, like a nerd, I have my Okoye notebook, and I've done all my, like, you know, but being able to focus in on his image was really anchoring for me. I think everyone had their own thing, and Ryan had that chain around his neck.
He wore it even then.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So every time I'd look at Ryan, I could look
at Chadwick. Wow. That is incredible. I started another one of these conversations with members of your team, members of your family, saying thank you for the immense giving that this took, and then releasing it. But offering us an opportunity to share that same release. It's making me emotional now. It's such a powerful thing to recognize that while this is about, in particular right now, about Chadwick, it is also about the process of grief.
Yes.
And the community
Yes.
in grief.
Yes.
And how important that is.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you.
Oh no, thank you. I mean, it was you know, I didn't know what I was experiencing sometimes, and I'd sit down with Ryan, and he'd be like, that's grief. You're feeling the grief of him not being here. And, you know, then that was so, it hit me. I was like, oh my God. Like, you never know when it was going to come, how it was going to come.
Yeah.
And
I did today, even today.
Yeah.
I sat down with Lupita, and I literally sat down in the chair, and I went to speak, and I could not speak. And I was like, oh snap. After a pretty emotional exchange with Letitia, and it was one of those moments I was like, dag, I did not imagine it would bubble up this way.
Yeah, that's what grief does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this song, Lift Me Up, It is like a prayer and a lullaby. I was like, I don't know how
I have to, I'll be honest, I haven't heard it properly yet. I need to really listen to it soon.
It is it is beautiful, and I think it so perfectly also helps set the tone for what the experience of this film will be.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I'm very curious to know what you think and how you feel after you hear it.
Absolutely.
I am curious about that.
Definitely.
I'm also curious to know this spear has long been something, an image, a symbol very attached to you.
Yes.
I heard that you took one and it helped you. I said, of course. Yeah, the answer to your question is yes, I did.
Of course I did.
And then it came in handy.
They know where I live.
Right.
I want to come for it.
He said, try me.
Yeah, try me.
I heard it helped you out when a spider came a calling. Is that right?
Yeah, it does. Because the thing you don't want to do with a spider is you don't want to make contact with the web. And
No.
It was a black spider. I mean, it was a black widow.
Fitting.
Yeah.
Very interesting
Yeah.
within this Marvel universe.
I know. On my stairwell, it's an outdoor stairwell, but there was no other way to get where I was going.
I tried to get there any other way. I couldn't get there.
And that's what they do. They just block your ins and your outs. But I want to stay far away from it.
Right.
But knock that thing down at the same time. What else is gonna do that? You gotta slash it down and then spray the raid.
Spray the raid.
That's the 1-2 punch. That's how I handle it currently. Maybe I'll get more sophisticated, but for now, it's a spear of the raid. Maybe I should get an exterminator. I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like you worked it out pretty well. I'm gonna leave you with this, and only because there was an image of you when you came to us on the carpet. It was an emotional experience, and I think I know now why you had been cracked open in that particular way at that particular time. You had just seen Miss Shirley Ralph. And there was an emotional response to seeing her. I'm just curious what that was for you, if you would be willing to share.
Man, I don't even know. She just represents everything to me as a black woman, Just the power of what she's done with her time in front of the screen and what she did in that moment when she got that Emmy was like a blessing to all of us. It was like she was blessing all of us, women and girls, black women, out there, doing our thing in this realm, and just the encouragement and the joy and the power of her narrative, her personal narrative, and the dignity and the beauty with which she translated that to the world through her own triumph. I mean, it was just everything. So, I mean, she's just incredible to me.